Well, joining us once again for the weekly entertainment panel is Abby St. John. Abby, lots in the music world, mainly because the Grammy nominations were announced earlier this week. Lots of notable nominations, including Beyonce, Dua Lipa, and Taylor Swift leading the way with the most nominations there. Just talk about your reaction there and what we could possibly see, and who are some of the favorites to win some of those big major categories.
Yeah, like you said, Beyonce, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift, they all got a lot of nominations. Beyonce with 9, including album and song of the year for her album Black Parade. And then Taylor Swift, she got 6 nominations, including album of the year. And if she wins this, it'll be her 3rd win for that category in the last 3 years. So it'll be a record-breaking win if she does win that award. And then Dua Lipa, she won Best New Artist just 2 years ago and has 6 noms as well, including Best Album for her album Future Nostalgia. So that's very exciting for her, especially since it's only been 2 years since she won Best New Artist, and so she's already gotten new Best New Album or Album of the Year under her belt. I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. Now, I think the biggest news coming out of the Grammy nominations is the fact that The Weeknd got snubbed by the Grammys. He didn't win or receive a single nomination, despite his album After Hours going triple platinum, and his single Blinding Lights, featured on the album, was one of the most popular songs this year. So it's very interesting as to why he didn't receive a nomination. Hours after they were released, he took to social media and he called the Grammys out for being corrupt. And many celebrities followed suit behind him, including Elton John, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and many others were on his side, saying that he was snubbed, the Grammys are irrelevant. And so that was really interesting to see. But apart from that, I think if with all the women, especially Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, I think that women are being very represented this year in the Grammys, and hopefully, Beyonce or a woman does take home Album of the Year. I think that would be incredible, and I know a lot of people online are really hoping that Black Parade does win Album of the Year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when the Grammys do come around.
Yeah, of course, as you mentioned, Dua Lipa, that's very impressive after only just 2 years of being very well known. Of course, Taylor Swift, as you mentioned, it'd be a great history making for her if she does win the 3rd consecutive Album of the Year. One other movie news as well to talk about, Abby, just before we kind of end things here, was that Black Panther 2 has announced that they are going to start on July 2021 to start filming. And of course, they are recruiting somebody from Narcos, the sequel, to possibly play one of the antagonists. But it's also interesting to see that they actually have an idea now where they're going to take this movie. Of course, with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, now it's where do they go from here?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of speculation. Also, there was big rumors that Rihanna was going to be in Black Panther 2. Those rumors have been squashed. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Rihanna in the Black Panther 2. They've had to change the way that the second movie is going to go, because originally they wanted to follow T'Challa and his journey discovering who he is as king. They have to change that now, obviously, with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, and they have no plans of using a digital double in it, so we won't be seeing Chadwick Boseman at all in this movie, unfortunately. But it's great news that a lot of the cast from the first movie is returning to take on their role. Now, in the comic books, T'Challa's sister Shuri does become the Black Panther at some point, and the internet is really urging for that to happen in the sequel. And so it'll be interesting to see where they go with who will become the next Black Panther, and really just to see where they're going to go with the story itself. They have been saying that they want to dive into the history of the Black Panther and hopefully, create a sequel of the past kings, and kind of dive into their storyline as well. So that'll be interesting to see if they kind of set that up in the sequel. Now, it was supposed to filming was supposed to start in May of 2021. It's now, like you said, being pushed to July 2021. So we probably won't see Black Panther 2 in theaters or on streaming services, however they do it, until probably the summer or early fall of 2022. So it's a long wait, but I'm sure by the end of it, it will be well worth it.
It's definitely going to be a much different movie, of course, without Chadwick Boseman, but it's going to be interesting to see, nonetheless, of what direction they take with it. Abby St. John, thank you so much.
Thank you.